Hello, everyone. On this episode, I'll be talking about more money but driving in the rain. When I did Rideshare, more money but driving in the rain. It was always an adventure because rain would be falling down at different paces. Like there were times where I had a client and it was like real sunny outside, and then as the ride continues to progress, then out of nowhere, it would just start pouring down. And that would cause me to slow my speed down just because, I want to be cautious of everyone on the road, but mainly me and my client because it's imperative to get us to their destination in one piece. Um, I remember there was a time that I picked up a client, and on this evening, it was raining hard. And when he got in the car, he's like, he thanked me for coming to get him. Had his umbrella, so he put his umbrella up and he said, "Man, it's pouring down out there." XYZ. I told him, "Yeah, it is." So I go through my procedures after responding to him, get back on the road, and then as I'm driving him to his place that he needs to be, he started sounding like, "Hey, you should pull over because you know it's raining too hard and I don't feel completely safe." I was like, wow. Now, he didn't ask me that, but it was just his tone. And I was like, hey, I'm driving at a normal speed. And he's like, yeah, I know you are. Then that's when he went into his spiel like, well, hey, if it was me driving, then, I would probably pull over because it's so much rain on the ground, hitting the ground, excuse me. And I'm thinking in my head, that makes sense. But then again, he's not driving. He's just passenger driving. But I know he wasn't trying to be like sarcastic. He was just concerned for mainly his well being and probably somewhat mine, but probably 98.7% of his own well being. But to his luck, about 15 minutes later, I did end up pulling over because I was unable to see the lines in the road. And anyone that knows that when you can't see the lines in the road, you don't have to pull over. You can choose to take that risk and continue to drive with the hazardous lights on, but even then, it kind of makes no sense, especially when the individuals to the left of you, the right of you, people in front of you, some are driving slow, others are still speeding as if it's not raining. They act as if they have these tires that can't be affected by water, and we all know, just through living life and experiences, that you can fall or your vehicle can skid just on regular pavement, regular concrete, dirt with no no water around. So that's kind of how it is. Um, but again, it's a beautiful thing because it's more money. But driving in the rain is just sometimes it will put me in the frame of mind like, I shouldn't even have came out the house. I should have just stayed at the crib. Could have continued working on a project or exercising or doing anything other than that. But then I'm like, well, hey, I come back around because I'm like, hey, be grateful that you're out here. You're able to help people. It's a sector of individuals that have no way to get around if it wasn't for individuals of my ilk at the time. So I will go out, and the pay is really different depending on where you're at. At this time when I was doing it, I was in the DFW area, so it would be like plus 25, plus $30. And to be honest, I was hoping that every time I got a new client that it was like 10 minutes from me. So even if I have to drive at a lower speed, I don't have to go too far. And I was still making a lot of money due to the pouring of the rain and due to the surges and things of that nature. And because as some may know and some may not know, when you do rideshare, when it's terrible weather, they raise the fee for the rideshare individuals that are working for the platform. One, to get people out, and then two, they know that most people don't want to be in the rain because actually, when it rains, most people either want to sleep, they want to be blued up, some want to actually be left the hell alone. Like some people just don't want to be bothered. Some people want to watch movies. Some people want to eat healthy, mainly unhealthy, and blame it on the rain. But nah, they just really wanted to do it. But then again, that's the beauty of more money, but driving in the rain. It's like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's times I wouldn't mind doing any of those things if I wasn't driving in the rain. But the fact that I have the opportunity to drive, make more money, make a difference, it was always felt like the right thing to do. Especially hearing different individuals from all different walks of life, different races, different things they got going on, express they express their gratefulness, how they don't know if they would have been able to do it. You know, even if they had a vehicle, they don't even know if they would have been able to get to where that they needed to be. And a lot of these individuals that were out in the rain, like they actually had to be there. Like some of them were going to like doctor appointments, some were going to work, some were going to networking functions, business functions, to meet families, relatives coming into town, trying to surprise other relatives, people getting married. So though rain can postpone things, it's not really gonna shut anything down unless it's something like a category name of number 1 through 4, 1 through 5 flood or like a tornado or hurricane. It was nothing to that extreme. And when I would get the clients to their destination, that would tip me heavy too. But then again, it's not about the money. It's just a byproduct of me helping them, and they just wanted to show that they were thankful that I A did not leave them, and B that I accepted the ride and actually cared about their safety and got them to where they needed to be, and I would take precautions without them having to tell me. You know, even with the guy that I was talking about in the beginning, when he was saying what he was saying, truthfully, I was kind of thinking that too. However, I know that I have to stay calm and just be patient. Try not to worry about what I can't control. But I had already knew that hey, if this rain get too thick and I can't see the lines in the road, I'm pulling over. You know, and and when I would do that, people would not even trip at all. Some people may be agitated, but then they'll snap out of it. They will say verbiage such as, "Well, it's Mother Nature. You didn't want this to happen. It's not your fault. I'm not going to write you a bad review." And I would say, "Well, thanks. That's excellent to know that you understand that it's not my fault and that you're not going to write me a bad review because of something that I can't control. I mean, if it was up to me, I would close my eyes like this, open it, and then the rain would be gone. But since that was never the case, I just had to do what needed to be done. Um, there's always money out there to be made, more money. But when driving in the rain, some can be hesitant, and I can understand. And others know that, just apply more pressure, be safe, and they understand that money doesn't care who make it. So he or she is going to pursue it and go after it. I think when everyone gets on the road, they kind of know the risk, because there's risk when you're driving on the road, making more money with driving, even if it's in the rain or when it's sunny outside. So this is all for today, and I will get back with you all tomorrow. And make sure to go to Amazon and get my book. You click on the link, and you all have a better tomorrow. Later.